Gunther chokes out Jimmy Uso, bathes in his blood as Jey watches helplessly on WWE Raw. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. What happened on last night's WWE Raw has sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe and left fans stunned and horrified. The dominant and brutal Gunther did something so savage and unforgettable that it will be talked about for years to come. During a high-tension segment, Gunther viciously choked out Jimmy Uso, and in a chilling, violent moment, he bathed in Jimmy's blood right there in the ring. All while Jey Uso stood frozen, helpless, and watching the horrific scene unfold before his very eyes. This is not just a wrestling storyline. It's a raw display of violence and psychological warfare that has intensified the brutal rivalry between Gunther and the Usos to unprecedented levels. In today's video, we'll break down the full sequence of events leading up to the attack, the shocking chokeout and bloodbath moment, Jey Uso's reaction and what it means for the faction, WWE's handling of the aftermath, possible storyline implications for SummerSlam and beyond, fan and locker room reactions to this brutal incident. This was one of the most intense segments WWE has ever aired on Raw, and it sets the stage for a dark, bloody chapter in WWE history. Let's get into the details. Building the rivalry. To appreciate the gravity of what happened, we need to understand the simmering feud between Gunther and the Usos. Gunther, the Austrian powerhouse and reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion, has carved out a reputation for being an unstoppable, ruthless competitor. His brutal, hard-hitting style and cold demeanor have made him one of the most feared men on the roster. The Usos, Jey and Jimmy, have long been pillars of the WWE Tag Team division and the heart of the Bloodline faction led by Roman Reigns. However, tensions between Gunther and the Usos have escalated over recent weeks, fueled by repeated attacks, failed attempts to assert dominance, and increasingly personal confrontations. Leading into Raw, Gunther had attacked both Usos multiple times backstage and during matches, showing no hesitation to inflict damage and send a warning. At last week's Raw, Jey Uso confronted Gunther in the ring, demanding answers for the relentless attacks. The confrontation ended without resolution but with an unmistakable air of hostility and danger. Fans were buzzing about the inevitable explosion, but no one expected the sheer brutality that unfolded next. The Raw segment that shocked the WWE Universe. The segment began as a tense showdown. Jimmy Uso came out first, visibly shaken but determined to face Gunther and defend his family's honor. Jey stayed ringside, pacing nervously but ready to intervene if things got out of hand. Gunther entered the ring to a thunderous reaction, part awe, part fear, and without exchanging many words, the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Suddenly, the match began, and Gunther's raw power and precision were on full display. Jimmy tried to fight back but was no match for Gunther's devastating strikes and methodical punishment. At one point, Gunther executed a crushing clothesline that left Jimmy staggered near the ropes. Seizing the moment, Gunther locked Jimmy in a vice-like chokehold, squeezing with terrifying strength. Jimmy struggled, his face turning red, his arms flailing helplessly as Gunther's grip tightened. The arena fell silent except for Jimmy's gasps for air and Jey's frantic shouts from ringside. Then, the moment that shocked everyone. Jimmy's nose started to bleed heavily from the pressure, and the camera captured the blood dripping onto Gunther's hands and the ring mat. Rather than letting go, Gunther seemed to embrace the moment, raising his blooded hands to the crowd, almost bathing in the blood of his victim. Jey Uso's face twisted with a mix of horror, rage, and helplessness as he watched his brother slowly lose consciousness under Gunther's relentless choke. The referee tried to intervene, but Gunther was unrelenting, holding Jimmy down until the official called for the bell, declaring Gunther the winner by technical knockout. The crowd was stunned into silence, some fans rising in shock, others chanting Gunther's name in awe of his brutal dominance. Jey Uso's helpless reaction. Jey's reaction was a powerful and pivotal part of the segment. Throughout the attack, Jey was seen shouting warnings, trying desperately to get the referee's attention, even attempting to jump in. But Gunther, cold and calculated, didn't flinch. Jey's helplessness highlighted the vulnerability of the Usos, questioning their dominance and foreshadowing a possible split or internal conflict within the Bloodline faction. After the match, Jey rushed to his brother's side, visibly shaken and angry. In an emotional backstage interview, Jey vowed revenge and made it clear that the family would not stand for such brutality. His words? "Gunther crossed a line tonight. He thinks he can break us, break our family. But he's about to find out what it really means to mess with the Usos." This moment set the stage for a potential explosive rivalry that could dominate WWE programming for months. WWE's handling of the aftermath. WWE's creative team quickly capitalized on the shocking moment, airing multiple recaps and promos highlighting the brutality and raising the stakes for future encounters. Medical updates indicated Jimmy Uso was being evaluated for concussion protocols and treatment for his injuries, with WWE assuring fans he was in stable condition. Social media exploded with fan reactions, expressing shock, anger, and anticipation for how this brutal chapter would unfold. Behind the scenes, WWE officials praised Gunther's commitment to the character and the intensity he brought to the segment, while also ensuring proper safety protocols were followed. The storyline quickly became the top trending topic in wrestling circles and mainstream sports media, with many praising WWE for embracing a darker, more intense tone reminiscent of classic wrestling rivalries. What this means for SummerSlam and beyond. This incident has major implications for WWE's upcoming shows, particularly SummerSlam. Fans speculate that Gunther vs. the Usos, or possibly a direct confrontation between Gunther and Jey, will headline or co-main event one of the biggest shows of the year. Possible match types discussed include a brutal singles match between Gunther and Jey Uso, fueled by vengeance and family pride. A tag team showdown with Jimmy recovering but still involved. A no disqualification or blood match to escalate the violence. The segment also opens doors for new alliances, betrayals, and faction shifts, as tensions within the bloodline could reach breaking points. Gunther's bloodbath moment has elevated him to a new level of dominance and menace, positioning him as a top heel in WWE. The storyline promises intense promos, physical confrontations, and possibly career-defining moments for all involved. Fan and locker room reactions. Fans across social media have reacted with a mix of shock and excitement. Some praised WWE for pushing the boundaries and delivering emotionally charged. Do you think WWE pushed the envelope too far with the bloodbath? How do you see this rivalry unfolding at SummerSlam and beyond? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more in-depth WWE coverage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more breaking WWE news and analysis.